Hello, welcome to today's episode of Choose the Numbers, your statistics and sports podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Joshua Tracy.
And I am Corwin Heller.
And welcome to the show this week. We're coming at you a day late because we were busy hanging out as friends.
Yeah, which is weird because we're not. We are.
We are just good coworkers. Getting paid handsomely to do this show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Classic negative balance paycheck. Yes.
So we actually watched NFL week 1. At least we watched a couple of the games together. But here we are a little bit late for this, but whatever. Doing our 2022 season NFL bold predictions. Corwin Heller, are you ready?
Of course. Nothing better than bold predictions.
All right, well then let's get into it. So every year we start with the awards. Corwin, do you want to start on the awards front or do you want to start on the bold predictions front?
Let's start on awards because bold predictions usually get drawn way.
No, I mean, do you want to go first?
Oh, yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
MVP?
Sure.
This is boring. I am going Josh Allen. I think
Josh Allen.
He is just too big a name and too prime for one of those probably should have been the MVP or at least in the MVP running like the last 3 years, 4 years. This is it. He's the favorite. He's going to have a great season. And unless he implodes or someone has a truly historic season, it's going to go to him.
I mean, I get it. He is, man, if you're going to rank the active QBs, he is going to be in your top. Who are your top 3 quarterbacks? Because I was about to say he's in your top 3, but between him, still the husk of Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, that's 4. I don't know where
I would put Josh Allen at 3.
Who would you put out of 4?
I would put Pat Mahomes at 1 and Aaron Rodgers at 2.
Old man Brady. Down there at 4.
No, part of me wants to go Lamar Jackson.
Point being not in the top 3 is my point there.
Oh yeah, Brady not in the top 3.
Gotcha. Okay. My MVP is the guy you just put number 1 on your list. It is Patrick Mahomes. Look, man, NFL MVP is going to be a quarterback. It's the quarterback's award. So if we're picking who's going to win MVP, it's just, hey, which of the top one, or really just which of the top 3 guys do you think it's going to be this year? Like, I
know Aaron for a fact it won't be Aaron Rodgers.
Once.
He was also the MVP of the past 2 years, so it would have been smart.
It was a good pick. I picked him both times.
Anyway, I don't see any way that he does it this year. That team is not good.
No, they're not. But the Chiefs probably are going to be. I would be willing to bet. Tough for them to be bad. I can't believe Eric Bieniemy is not a head coach somewhere. They saw him they showed him on screen during the Chiefs game after one of those ridiculous Patrick Mahomes passes. And I was like, yes, Eric Bieniemy, the head coach of the. Oh, nope. No, it's still Andy Reid. It probably should be Eric Bieniemy somewhere, but it's still Andy Reid.
One of the craziest stats I've seen was yesterday, Sunday, the Chiefs played the Cardinals, who are a good team, who very will likely go to the playoffs and started last year like 11-2 or some crazy shit like that. They ran 66 offensive plays against them and got 33 first downs. That's fucking insane. They had more first downs halfway through the first quarter of that game yesterday than the Steelers had the entire game. And the Steelers won, so I don't understand how that works. I do. I watched the game. It's very easy to see how that worked, but that offense is going to be disgusting.
Yeah, the Steelers won because the Bengals didn't win. That's why the Steelers won.
Yay.
I guess. Ooh, 2 divisions are winless through week 1. Which 2 divisions are they? 2.
The NFC. The NFC South.
No. New Orleans and Tampa won their first game.
AFC South. It was
Yes,
Indianapolis,
AFC South.
Texans. Yeah. I'm the football guy, and I know the divisions of this league. Who else would be winless? AFC North, no. AFC West, no. AFC, no. NFC South, NFC West.
I wish you gave up faster.
I have no idea.
The NFC West. Arizona, LA Rams, and the Giants, San Francisco 49ers all lost yesterday. The Seahawks playing tonight. So TBD.
Yeah.
TBD. If they is my mustache like curled up a little bit on the side. It's not intentional. I don't want people thinking I'm doing that now. I'm not into that. Okay. I'm not that guy.
You're not trying something new.
It's an accident. It's because I'm messy. Leave me alone. I'm eating Burger King. All right. What's your next award?
Offensive Player of the Year. If Josh Allen is going off, then it's only fair that his top offensive weapon is as well. I'm going to go Stephon Diggs.
It's a good pick. It's a very good pick. This is
I'm pushing all the chips in on the Bills this year. I'm not hedging in any way.
Hey, fair enough, man. I am going with another wide receiver, but I am going for the guy who did it last year, Cooper Kupp.
Watching the Rams game and watching Matthew Stafford only have eyes for Cooper Kupp or eyes for the guy that looks like Cooper Kupp, and he might have just gotten confused. They're going to force feed him the ball just religiously. He had 13 receptions. That's crazy. And it's week 1.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, I'm hoping Allen Robinson can wake up and they choose to, give him the ball more. And hopefully that'll cut down on those wild numbers. But regardless, Cooper Kupp will get his.
Did not realize Allen Robinson was on the Rams until he played that game. Was like, oh shit, hey buddy, forgot you were alive.
Wild.
Give me your defensive player of the year.
So I initially wrote a handful of these out before week 1. We intended to do this before week 1. We didn't do it before week 1. So the only change to this list after the games that were played is that TJ Watt will no longer be my defensive player of the year. He is likely going to be out at least 6 weeks. That is best case scenario. Worst case scenario is he has surgery this week and his season will be over. So after it wasn't TJ Watt, I thought, man, Minkah Fitzpatrick, safety for the Steelers, is really going to have to pick up a ton of slack. We have some really good inside linebackers this year. That'll allow him to just play all over the field and just be a menace. I love that because that's what he does so fucking well. He's going to put up stupid numbers. And then I remembered he plays safety. So he's never going to get this award. So I'm giving it to Micah Parsons.
What a pick. Okay.
Young lion from Penn State. I think he's going to feast.
From your lips to God's asshole.
Correct.
I every year we do this, I copy and paste last year's bowl predictions into a new spreadsheet so I can just take everything out and have that formatted already. And this was a name I did not get rid of from last year because fucking it's still a good pick. I was looking at it like trying to pick somebody else, and I was like, I still like it. It didn't work out last year, but I still really like this pick. It's Myles Garrett.
Fair enough. I thought
right?
I thought you picked Aaron Donald last year, and then I was like,
It was 2
man,
years ago.
if you have Pat Mahomes, Cooper Kupp, and Aaron Donald as the three guys here for the next 5 years, without knowing what happens in the next 5 years, you're probably going to get most of those correct. But honestly, Myles Garrett has been the guy who's like, oh, this is his year for like 3 years now. He's right there on the cusp. He's putting up great fucking numbers. He's not as good as TJ Watt, but
I was about to say with
TJ
TJ Watt's
Watt
injury,
dead,
since I did this today.
doors
So,
open.
yeah.
I mean, his biggest, arch rival in this is going to be Aaron Donald, like it is with everyone every year. And it's really just, all right, is Aaron Donald going to go supernova, or is he just going to be like regular old Goku?
Have we ever heard anything bad about Aaron Donald, the guy? Because I feel like he seems like one of the best players on the planet and seems like a good dude, but I don't remember if I'm missing a story in my head.
There have been a couple stories this offseason about some violent. He is a violent person on the field and apparently off the field in practice, things like that. Like he went akimbo with some helmets this year in a joint practice and was swinging them around at some people, Myles Garrett style. And I know he's one of the most heavily personal fouled players in the league. But yeah.
All things considered, though, it's not bad.
Those are good things for NFL football. Bad things for the rest of society.
I take it as a win. All right, give me your next award.
Next up, I have Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Which wide receiver did you pick?
I really thought I was going to go Kenny Pickett, and then I was like, Mitch is going to hold on to this job for a while. I have a lot of faith in him.
No, he will not.
And then I watched the game. I was like, oh God, Pickett's going to be coming in at some points, and it's going to be sooner than later.
We watched this game together, and we were joking about how when the Pittsburgh Steelers brought the game to overtime, the least enthusiastic person on the field appeared to be Mitch Trubisky, likely because he had to keep playing football.
Yeah. Fuck. But I really think it's going to come down to Kenny Pickett not getting enough games to kind of compare to other position players. So I'm going to go with the rookie wide receiver, who is his team's unquestioned wide receiver one. Not going to be a great team, but he's going to get fed the ball. I'm going to go Drake London with the Atlanta Falcons.
That's a really mean pick. I'm a fan of it. I went in a similar vein as you in terms of team bad, player good, and went Jahan Dotson.
I love you, and after watching that game, yeah, okay, that could definitely be the case.
So obviously Corwin loves him. He's a former Penn Stater. I love him. He was born right next to my hometown.
Love that.
Newark, New Jersey, baby. The Commanders are going to be bad, but
yes, they are.
We've seen wide receivers be really, really good on really bad teams because someone has to complete the handful of passes your team may complete.
You remember Allen Robinson playing for the Jaguars when they were so bad that Blake Bortles just went up and put like 400 yards every game because they were just after the second quarter, they were in garbage time. So he was just hucking the ball up to A-Rob.
Yep.
Carson Wentz doesn't have the arm Blake Bortles does, but Jahan Dotson, better route runner than Allen Robinson. So maybe he'll be open more. Let's go for it.
Yeah. And let's be honest, the team also, who else are you throwing it to?
Terry.
Curtis Samuel.
Terry McLaurin's there. He's a top wide receiver.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, there's 2 mouths to feed.
It is pretty funny, though, that Jahan Dotson had -10 rushing yards on 1 attempt, and I'm dying to see what that play looked like, that you lost 10 entire yards.
Definitely has to be some end around, opposing safety or cornerback doesn't believe it for a second and is just charging at him from the other side of the field.
Lay down faster.
Yeah.
But yeah, 40 yards in his debut receiving, so 30 yards from scrimmage, and 2 touchdowns.
They were nice touchdowns too.
What do you got next? Defense?
Defensive Rookie of the Year. Not only is this player going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, but I am adding a bold prediction here that they will be an all-pro player at their position. I'm going to go Sauce Gardner.
Interesting.
Yes. I think he is going to be lights out for the New York Jets. I think he's going to be on Sauce Island. I think Darrelle Revis is going to vacation there. I love the guy.
I have picked a Jets player in this category almost every year we've done this thing out of blind hope, and decide not to jinx myself this year. So I'm going to pass my curse along to the other New York team and say Kayvon Thibodeau.
I hope it does, because that would be funny.
It would be very funny. But yeah, I mean, Kayvon Thibodeau is obviously a really big pickup for the Giants. When it happened, if the Giants are going to be good this year, it's probably going to have to be on the back of a big defensive contribution because, man, if if Danny Dimes just doesn't lose you games, your defense could probably do enough to keep you in it long enough that you could win a game. So yes. That's my thinking there. And Kayvon Thibodeau getting some recognition for a big contribution on the outside there.
I'm all for it.
Who do you got next?
I have Coach of the Year.
Oh shit, I missed that category. Oh, I have it down. Never mind. I got it. I have it. Yeah.
I think he's getting a lot of hype from some off-season media. I think he is a guy that arguably should have been in contention last year, even though, boy, they did not win a lot of games. I think if they win, I think they could still be an under 500 team and he would still win Coach of the Year. I'm going to go Dan Campbell with Detroit Lions.
Interesting pick. Okay. This ties into one of my bold predictions, but I will save it for them. I'm going with a man who deserves more in life, who did not get a fair shake a few years ago because he coached the New York Jets, a team that will fuck you. They'll fuck you hard. They'll fuck you long. He will bury you. The team might kill you. Todd Bowles is head coaching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year. Todd Bowles is a really solid coach. New York is not fair. He's inheriting a really good team that he was a big part of and making very good. So full credit to him. If the Bucs go far this year, he will be a credit as a very big reason why.
I love that pick. That's a great pick.
All right, what do you got left?
I have Comeback Player of the Year.
Who's back coming on?
I'm coming on the back of Jameis Winston. I think he's going to have an excellent year in New Orleans. I think he's going to have an efficient year in New Orleans. He is a quarterback, which always adds just a factor of 10 to your odds of winning an award. I think he comes back and eats that W.
He's been chasing that high ever since that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with it. I almost put down Jameis Winston. I went a different route. I picked Saquon Barkley.
I love you.
I know you do. Now, he played all of his games last year for the most part, played 13 games last year, but massively underperformed where he was previously. Some would say he's probably still recovering from the injury last year. One would, I think, optimistically defend anyway.
I would be one.
And I think if he really stands out and shines this year, then he has a big possibility for winning this award. He already is leading the NFL in rushing yards, the longest rush, and yards per game, as well as yards from scrimmage. It's been one game, but that's a really good showing. And legit, the number of yards he gathered just in week 1 of the NFL season is already over a third of the yards he collected all of last season. Like, that's how few yards he ended up getting last year rushing.
Yes, there are 16 more games to go, but being in first after game 1 is better than being in second.
Yep.
So he's got that.
Which is nice.
Which is.
So, yeah. Saquon Barkley. I'm trying to fuck the Giants this year by actually picking their players for things.
Some nice reverse voodoo.
Oh, come on, Jets. They fucked us. Week 1.
Next
Whatever.
up, I have these Super Bowl picks for this year.
They better be bold, Corwin. Are they bold?
They're
not bold.
Assuredly not bold. This is probably the least bold you can get. I'm going Bills Buccaneers.
Suck a dick.
Give me some bold ones.
Who do you got winning?
The Bills. The
Bills. My bold prediction, I'm not sure you're ready for this. One of them's not bold, but I think the total matchup is. Baltimore Ravens, New York Giants.
You son of a bitch.
The Giants, because fuck it, why not? And the Ravens, I think, is a deceptively bold pick because I think that division is going to be a slugfest this year like it was last year. The Ravens are obviously very, very good, and I'm not saying they're going to lose it on the back of their division, but some slightly worse seeding with how top-heavy the AFC is might make their road to the Super Bowl a little bit harder than I think people are going to think it is. So I think this will end up being a bold prediction. But the Giants are obviously.
Let's hope the voodoo works for both teams.
I do have the Ravens winning though.
Fuck you. All right. First pick, team with the worst record plus tiebreakers in the NFL. Josh, I don't expect you to factor in tiebreakers with this, but I am going with the Seattle Seahawks and Geno Smith at quarterback to do nothing all year. They have a bad offense. They have a bad defense. I don't know about their special teams, but I don't think it matters. I just have no hope for them.
What if I told you Geno Smith already has 50 yards in the game right now?
I didn't know the game started.
It didn't.
Oh, fuck you. Frantically trying to bring up the game on my laptop while we're doing this.
He's got 60 yards and a touchdown. It's the first 10 minutes.
Oh my God. First drive of the game, 99-yard run from Geno Smith. They're giving him 14 points. That was so cool. Oh my God.
It's actually a 99-yard rush, but it's a pass because he threw the ball, got deflected back into his hands, Brett Favre style, juked out all the players, and got the rushing and receiving yards and the passing yards. It's a 40-point play.
Fuck them. They're gonna get beat so bad.
My worst record is Detroit.
Touche.
Which is why I said nothing to your Dan Campbell pick. Look, man, it's a team of guys who are there to get paid and then be forgotten.
They're gonna win the Super Bowl now. I hope you know that.
I would root for them readily.
I would without
readily.
question.
It doesn't
could
matter
be
what
against
team
the
they were.
Steelers.
I was gonna say it doesn't matter what team they were going up against, unless the Jets, because you've seen the Steelers win in your lifetime, and I have not seen the Jets win in my lifetime, or the lifetime before mine. So,
if there was a Steelers-Lions Super Bowl in the year 2022, of course I will root for the Steelers to win. If they were to lose to the Lions, I think I would still have tears of joy.
Yeah, I would be rooting for the Giants or the Lions so fucking hard if it was any team that wasn't the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's the Jets, then
you need that.
Let's shoot some kiddies.
Let's just hope there are a lot of mothers around to celebrate.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready to get into bold predictions?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, you went first on awards, so I guess I will go first on bold predictions. My first bold prediction. So every year we've done this. I have made the same bold prediction as one of my bold predictions, which is that Tom Brady will finally start to show signs of age and retire with a huge fall from grace. It's never happened. And this year to pick that felt like cheating. So instead, I've gone the other way. Tom Brady has announced that he will retire after this season. And so my first bold prediction is that no, he won't. Because why should I be happy?
Tom Brady doesn't retire after the season is your bold prediction.
Tom Brady is
Fuck
not
yeah.
now. And now I will justify it by saying there is an outside chance this comes true, because if there's been reports, and look, let's page 6 this motherfucker. There's been reports that Tom Brady and Giselle have been having marital issues over his decision to play out this NFL season. In a world where they get divorced during the year because of that choice, I could see Tom being like, fuck it, already lost the marriage. If he has a good year, it's like, why not? You know, I mean, that he's basically been YOLOing his life away a year at a time for the past 3 seasons. So why not? Why not? He's going to midlife crisis himself back into another year of playtime.
Only Tom Brady would choose to shove his hands into the gooch of a fat man and be tackled by Aaron Donald rather than just go hang out with his fucking supermodel wife, Giselle, and just chill with his kids. Dude hates his family more than Aaron Rodgers.
Unless he's kissing them.
Unless he's kissing them, then he's
sweet kisses on the mouth.
Love it.
All right, give me your first one.
Number 1, less than half of the teams who won their division in 2012 repeat this year. There are 8 divisions. I think only 3 of them will repeat. The Chiefs, the Bucks, and the Bills, which means I think the Bengals, the Titans, the Cowboys, the Rams, and the Packers are all going to slip in the standings this year. Which actually, now that I read it out, it's not the most outrageous pick in the world, but that's why we're starting there.
Okay. All right. Easing our way in. My next one will have to be judged, I guess, relatively subjectively. But my next one is that Davis Mills outperforms Deshaun Watson this year.
We could easily do that on a per game basis.
I was about to say, yeah, that might have to be, but it'll also depend on how much of a sample size both players get.
Davis Mills should start the whole season.
They both should,
barring injury.
And Deshaun should be coming back, which no one's happy about, but whatever.
It would be a wild change of direction if somehow he wasn't given the starting nod once his suspension ends after 11 games. I'm all for chaos in this situation, so that would be fucking hilarious. But
I also think that this bold prediction would bring such a feeling of Schadenfreude, because it would really show that, like, oh, not only did the Browns do something incredibly shitty, but that they will have given away so much capital on a player who couldn't even outperform his replacement that people didn't think would like be really starting in the NFL. Which would just be the compounding effect of fucking the Browns, which they managed to pull off every year.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're the Browns.
They're the Browns.
All right, number 2. I went deep on some of these. I went back 10 years and saw how many players, individual players, reached 1,000 yards receiving. And my prediction is that this year we will set a record. 30 individual players will eclipse 1,000 yards receiving. The highest I saw in 10 years was like 29, which was an outlier in its own right. It was like 15 to 22, 25, maybe. I think this year we're getting 30 guys.
30 guys over 1,000.
30 guys over 1,000.
That's scrimmage?
Receiving.
Receiving.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. My next one. The Colts finish worse this year with Matt Ryan and as a result of Matt Ryan than they did last year with Carson Wentz.
That's fucking insane, and I love it.
This one would be impressive because the Colts have shown an ability to win a bunch of football games with the ghost of Phil Rivers and the torn out, hollowed out husk of Carson Wentz. And the fact that they've been able to win these games has been as a result of phenomenal play from everybody, not the quarterback. So for them to finally acquire a quarterback who one would think is more than competent, former MVP winner, blah, 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 for them to take a step back, I think would be tremendous. But if Matt Ryan ends up having a really down year and the Colts actually planned on having good quarterback play and kept trying to force the Matt Ryan issue, it might lead to them losing some games that they thought they might otherwise win if their starting game plan is Matt Ryan be good. Do I believe this? Not so much, but this is the reason. This is bold predictions.
I'm all for it. Before we move on, though, I need to cut in. The Seahawks game just started. The opening, the imagery that they have, the opening animation showed that the last time Geno Smith started a game was 8 years ago with the New York Jets.
No team's been dumb enough to let him do it again.
Yeah, no kidding. Also, they're wearing their neon lime green jerseys. There is no way they win this game. There is no way in hell this team wins wearing these fucking jerseys.
You're probably right.
It's disgusting. This is the stuff I liked when I was like 13 years old and like Oregon was doing it.
Before you learned what fashion was?
Yeah, back when fashion was like long gym shorts and like Nike head to toe with just a nauseating vomit of logos. Yeah.
Just loud colors and a lot of brand logos.
Uh-huh. You have no idea how happy I am that society is the exact opposite today.
I saw that Marcus Mumford came out with his own like solo record the other day, like not intentionally. I wasn't looking for what Marcus Mumford was up to, but I saw that this happened. And I just have this distinct memory of when Mumford and Sons had a stranglehold over hipster clothing, and every motherfucker in like dressed like they wanted to live in Bed-Stuy, not like 90s Bed-Stuy, but like now Bed-Stuy. Everyone's trying to live in Williamsburg, and with the fucking suspenders looking like a goddamn German beer maker from the 1800s, the worst outfits. And they toured like that, and people thought they were cool. I thought they were cool. And now you look back at it and it's like, oh my God, they dress like that and people try to fuck them.
People do fuck them.
People still fuck them. But yeah.
Geno Smith just had a 25-yard pass. It was beautiful. Fucking hate it. I want to throw up.
All right. No, it's your turn. How many have you done?
2.
Oh yeah, it's your turn.
10 NFL teams fail to reach 6 wins. I also went back 10 years on this. It has never happened in those 10 years. There's typically around 7 or 8 teams who all fail to reach 6 wins any given year. This year, 10 teams fail to win 6. I think parity is over. I think teams are going to dominate.
Actually, I really like this pick for that exact reason. This is a bold prediction that is indicative of a trend we've seen in the NFL, which is fewer mid-tier teams and more we're bad or we're good teams. It's like the shrinking of the middle class in American society. but for NFL wins. So I think this one makes a lot
This
of
is
sense.
like my
in addition to
favorite
being a big
episode,
prediction.
Josh. I did not want to get sad today.
God, American economy is a lie. Capitalism isn't real.
Oh God, inflation.
The economy and jobs. I don't know
Okay,
how
Jerry.
the U.S. economy works. Let alone a self-sustaining one.
How do 3 men in their 30s not have $800 between them?
No, I mean the economy.
The economy.
I thought this was your plan. I thought this was your plan. Okay. We can sit here quoting "It's Always Sunny" all day, folks. My next bold prediction: the AFC East has been dominated by two teams. Well, I'm using the word dominate pretty loose. It's been run by two teams for the past 4 years. That's either the Bills or the Patriots.
Geno Smith just evaded a massive sack and just threw a 40-yard touchdown.
At this rate, Geno Smith is going to break into your house and personally fuck you.
Oh my God, dude.
Geno Smith is going to tap dance on your grave. He heard the shit you were talking.
He literally had his running back get driven back into him 6 yards behind the line. Nobody else was close to him. And just dribbles out to the right and tosses it wide open. Nobody's back. Outrageous. Please continue with your prediction.
That the Dolphins win the AFC East.
Damn.
What their road is to win, I have no clue. Usually I have a loose justification for how my bold predictions might happen. For this one, I don't know what to tell you. But I was looking at it the Jets are out. The Bills are good. The Patriots are usually good. Dolphins.
Hear me out. The Mike McDaniel's offense coming over from Kyle Shanahan, my guy in San Francisco. He's got Tua, Tyreek, Jalen Waddle. He's got Raheem Mostert. He's got a three-headed running back group that any one of them could be a serious guy with that offense. Their offense could be seriously legit. Their defense has a good defensive front. They have handful of guys. Yeah. Defense is the defense. They've got Xavier Howard back there. They could be a really good team. And if the Bills trip, if the Dolphins steal 2 against the Bills, if the Bills running game collapses, if their defense collapses, I could see them dropping some games. They sneak in and win it with an outrageous season. It could happen.
I mean, and if the NFL ever approves of the bounce pass, then Tua's golden.
That one pass I fucking showed you on Twitter, man, that was fucking insane. No tip, no nothing, just nobody there.
Just 15 yards shy. All right, let me hear your next one. Lay it on me, Daddy-o.
A lot of your predictions are Bills negative. All of mine are Bills positive. Josh Allen breaks Peyton Manning's single season touchdown record of 55, and the Bills set the all-time scoring record.
The all-time. What is the all-time scoring record?
I have it here.
7,
it would
8?
essentially. It is 7. Yes. It is essentially they would need to score 36 points per game.
Cool. How many did they score week 1?
31.
Ooh, not off to a good start.
Against the reigning Super Bowl champions.
Does that matter? Does that factor into your math somehow?
Yes, I think they get a 5-point gimme when they still get to play the Patriots and the Jets.
So in the NFL record books, it'll say, yeah, they didn't have as many points, but their schedule was really tough.
No. I'm just saying the average will work out.
I know.
You know averages.
My next one. So right now it still feels kind of bold. It might get progressively less bold over the course of the season, depending on how the team plays, which may sound obvious, but whatever. My next one.
That is the premise of the show.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say it's the premise of the NFL as a whole. But so my next one is that Baker Mayfield eventually gets benched for Sam Darnold.
It's gross, and I hate you. I have no skin in this game, but the thought of such terrible quarterback play continuing in Carolina, while hilarious, is disgusting.
Now, Baker Mayfield didn't have a bad showing in his first game with Carolina. It wasn't great. It was kind of a mixed
Very
bag.
Baker.
Yep, 16 for 27. That's a 59.3% completion percent, 235 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. An average yards per pass attempt of 8.7, yards per catch of 14.7, and it's a quarterback rating of 84.6. So yeah, 4 sacks. Wow. Very middle of the road kind of start. In a game that I think a lot of people thought might have been a little bit easier for them to come up with the win on. They lost not by a lot, but they still lost to, I mean, a kind of quarterbackless Browns in a way. The defense clearly was able to put up some numbers against Baker, but regardless, yeah, it's tough to really get a feel for how bad Baker would have to be for Sam Darnold to look like an upside. It probably comes with a strong combination of Baker being less than great and the Panthers being close to a playoff contender. Because if they are a playoff contender with a subpar Baker Mayfield, they're going to just let that happen. If they're incredibly bad with a bad Baker Mayfield, they still might just let that happen just to not bother with changing out a quarterback. But if they're like half in, half out, and changing out the QB could be a way for them to gain some extra momentum to be a playoff contender, a possible playoff contender, then I think a subpar Baker Mayfield is an option for replacement there.
After watching Bryce Young play football again for Alabama, I think Carolina might just start Sam Darnold and bench Baker just so that they do get the worst possible QB play over the course of the season, because they need the first overall pick. They need it bad. That franchise is in dire straits if they don't.
Yeah, but do you think Matt
tough.
Rule lets that happen? Because I think Matt Rule would not want to be the worst team in the NFL because he might lose his job.
I don't know if honestly, that change might come with a change at head coach regardless.
Matt Rule, what college did he go to?
Temple. Penn State.
Penn State. That's right, you bitch. You said Temple.
He last coached at Temple.
Yeah, get fucked anyway.
Baylor. I know I'm watching this game, but everyone will know these highlights when this episode comes out. But just an absolute unreal catch to this unknown tight end, Andrew Beck, who has gotten every single target from Russell Wilson and is already up to 52 yards on two catches.
Just real quick, one more thing on Matt Rule. How many wins do you think he has as an NFL head coach?
He's been the head coach for
this is his
third season now. Yeah. He didn't win. I'm gonna say he has 6
wins.
6 wins.
All right. Well, he has 10.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's still not great.
No, that's not good at all.
Yeah, it's very, very not super excellent. All right, give me your next bold prediction.
You'll appreciate this one. Saquon Barkley leads the NFL in scrimmage yards, and the Giants still have a losing record.
Nice little dig there at the end for my bold prediction.
Yeah, I had to add a little juice to it, and boy, they're either going to win the Super Bowl or fucking do nothing.
Strong combination of both. Nah, it's not possible.
The Giants, who won 2 Super Bowls, I think were close to fitting in that category.
It's just real quick shout out to the fact that the Raiders both have Derek Carr and Derek Carrier.
Sure.
Yeah, which is just, I don't know why that's really funny to me, but it's like we have Carr, or if you want to get Carrier, we have Derek Carrier. If you control F Derek Carr, 2 players come up. It's just,
Nice.
that's just funny.
Another non sequitur here. Jamal Adams just had an interception bounce off his face mask and looks utterly ridiculous in these lime green jerseys with his 6 armbands on each arm, all neon green.
But he's the
I know
Prez.
you appreciate that.
He's
the president.
Prez. Yeah. My next bold prediction is that the Raiders trade Derek Carr. Now, look, why would this happen?
Wow.
Why would this happen? Because that division is going nowhere fast if you are not the Kansas City Chiefs. Realistically, would this happen? Oh my God, I don't even know what it would take. I don't even know what
have
concoction.
to get a nice quarterback in return. I don't know. Or like a bad team trading like an early first round pick. I don't know.
Could Carolina move somehow?
Jesus.
Baker
What
and
a
Darnold?
terrible move that I could totally see them doing. Holy shit. Here, have our fucking top 10 guaranteed pick for your average quarterback. I need this job.
Could the Giants make a move if everyone but Danny Dimes is playing super well? Who knows? It really comes down to how competitive can the Raiders be. Now, again, I really would doubt that they do this. Because the Raiders have the ability to make the playoffs, there are roads for them to do it. And as a result of that, they likely would not move on from Derek Carr. However, Derek Carr does have an opt-out at the end of the season. If he chooses not to, then he has 3 more years on the contract with a lot of money owed to him each year. So strong incentive for him to stay. But it depends on what the Raiders and him end up doing. So there's also some contract stuff that's at play here.
He could just go straight NBA, demand a trade, and say that he's going to opt out if you don't trade me, and then trade me to a place and I won't opt out. That would be hilarious.
Look,
I don't think that'll happen because he just got his, college roommate traded to him, and he just happens to be the best wide receiver in the NFL. So we'll see. Will see.
I would really doubt this happens, but I wanted a bold prediction. It's a good bold prediction when even you don't believe in it.
Of course.
All right, hit me with your next one.
Micah Parsons.
I just got a push notification that just says Geno Smith cooking, which really is hurting your odds of this bold prediction.
Oh, geez. Fuck me.
The stadium is chanting Geno.
I'll tell you what. The 2 completions he's had, there was no defender within 10 yards of the guy he threw it to. So I think I'll be okay in the long run. Number 6 for me, going back to my defensive player of the year, Micah Parsons gets 20 sacks. Sophomore slump, widely talked about. It's hard to put those numbers up back to back after he had mid-teens in sacks last year, like 13 something, maybe a little more. I think he just keeps trending straight up and gets 20.
Sorry, who is this?
Micah Parsons.
Oh, right. Gotcha. Okay. All right, this one is controversial.
As they all should be.
It's really controversial. Well, actually, you might not find it that controversial because you kind of also have this happening, but it's controversial for me. The Jets. This is a Jets-based prediction. Good. Any Jets player gets major award conversation. I'm not picking anyone to win an award. Finish top 3.
So is that just MVP, offensive, defensive player of the year, offensive, defensive, rookie of the year, comeback player, potentially?
Yep. In the conversation by the end of the year.
Is this Joe Flacco comeback season?
Iron Dick Joe Flacco?
Does this go to Robert Saleh as well?
Not a player.
Okay. Do
Gotta
you want
be a
to
player.
amend? Do you want to amend your verbiage to
No,
get that one
I'm
included?
sticking to my guns here. Besides, I doubt that, as I've been affectionately calling him, Bobby Salads, gets any head coaching award consideration without having a real standout player somewhere in that lineup.
Hey, it could just be a real solid depth team through and through. No weak links.
No, your team didn't do great, but they are all best friends. You don't have the most wins, but you do have the most lanyards.
They're showing Geno Smith on draft night. He looks so happy.
If only he knew.
I unironically love Geno Smith coming out of West Virginia. I thought he was great.
So did the Jets.
He had one game where he went fucking ridiculous and threw for like 7 touchdowns and like 600 yards. And I was like, holy shit, look at that guy throw the ball. He does not. Oh, is it my turn? No, I just went. Oh, you just went.
You're good at this.
Jameis Winston throws for more than 35 touchdowns, less than 17 interceptions en route to a double-digit win season for the Saints.
We have to stop using Jameis Winston.
No.
For our bold predictions.
Jameis Winston will be
year.
efficient. He will be efficient this year, and he will go all the way. He will have a greater than 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio while putting up stupid numbers all season. He will throw less than 1 interception per game for possibly the first time ever.
Because
this is his year.
That's my guess.
Yes.
All right. My next one is, so wild. I can't really imagine it happening, but that's what always seems to happen, is that bad people have good things happen to them. And my next bold prediction is that John Gruden gets a job.
That's insanity.
However, bad people have good things happen to them all the time.
Yeah.
Look at Tony La Russa and his 2 DUIs.
Yeah.
Tony La Russa, who is 87 with 2 DUIs and looks like he will die mid-game, is talking about coming back next year. So, yeah, I could absolutely see the Cowboys being like, well, Mike Matheny, y'all just ain't getting the job done. So we're going to bring in John Gruden, get the job done.
Jesus Christ. This is far and away the bold prediction I want to happen least.
I understand. I'm making it. I'm not happy about it. I'm premeditatedly
just don't make it
about the prediction.
You're
I've
doing
already
the voodoo
made.
Thing. You're all voodoo.
I'm all voodoo.
Yeah, you are ensuring that John Gruden never gets a job again by predicting that he will get a job.
You're welcome, America. But genuinely, we are constantly, you and I specifically, are constantly shocked when good things happen to terrible people. Why not predict it for once?
You're not wrong.
I know. It's a tragedy. It's a curse. Geno Smith, 5 for 5, 84 yards.
I know. Fuck you.
It's perfect
ridiculous.
QB rating, 185, 158.3.
I just predicted the Seahawks were not going to get the first overall pick, have the worst record. Either the Broncos defense is horrific, or this is the most efficient offense I've ever seen, because they are playing a peewee football team now. They are just doing whatever the fuck they choose to.
I don't know if you're watching the game, but it looks like Geno Smith is currently fucking your mom on screen.
He literally has my mother there on the 20-yard line
while completing passes. It's
mom.
The most impressive thing.
My mother, by the way, will listen to every one of these episodes now and again. So, hey, Mom.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mrs. Heller. It was so nice seeing you the other day.
I'm not sorry.
Give me an
explanation. Don't bring this up in conversation. Kenny Pickett wins at least 3 games. Can't. You're right. He can't. Kenny Pickett does. Kenny Pickett wins at least 3 games against AFC North teams. We have already played one. Kenny Pickett did not play. We have another one in like 2 weeks. Unless something happens to Mitch against the Patriots, I don't think he's playing in that one either. I think out of the 4 games after the week 9 bye, Kenny Pickett is going to get the starting nod and win 3 of them.
Okay. I do not know what
How's
to make of
that
this
for
Pittsburgh.
bold?
It's not that it's not bold. I just don't know who the Steelers are yet this year. Because let me tell you, man, week 1 was not an impressive win, but they did still win. So, sure.
Here's hoping TJ comes back soon.
My next bold prediction is not extremely bold. It is relatively bold, but not extremely bold. And that is that no passer will break 5,000 yards this season. Now, if you're curious,
you said passer. I heard receiver, and I was like, Josh, what the fuck? Of course, nobody is going to get 5,000 receiving yards this year. But I'm just stupid. Please continue.
In the last 6 NFL seasons, only twice has there not been a 5,000 or more yard passer. That was 2020's Deshaun Watson got the most passing yards, 4,823, and Tom Brady in 2017 led the NFL with 4,577. This is a little bit more bold now that we have a 17-game season because now there's an extra games worth of passing yards to be gotten. In which case, Deshaun Watson's 2020 season probably would have ended up with over 5,000 yards since he would have had at least 200 more in another opportunity. Which also extends down to most of the not 5,000 yard seasons that we have. Drew Brees in 2014 and Ben Roethlisberger in 2014 were tied 49-52. Those guys would have gotten 48 more yards if there was another NFL game that year. Same can be said about Phillip Rivers and Matt Schaub. In 2010 and 2009, 4,710. So it has been a thing that does not happen every single year, but it seems very likely to be a more consistent thing, and it already is a pretty consistent thing. So bold, but not extreme compared to my other ones.
Right. I like it. Number 9, Justin Tucker attempts a 70-yard field goal. They're just going to let him kick for the goddamn mountains. I also put 10-1 odds down that he makes it and 2-1 odds that it hits a crossbar. I just kind of want to see how those turn out.
I can't explain it, but Justin Tucker is going to be a Dancing with the Stars guy at some point in his life.
Genuinely think he already has.
Oh my God, has he?
I think he has.
I could also see him being like a celebrity America's Got Talent contestant.
They have singing. He's already the star of an NFL commercial.
Oh, that's cool.
He's in a suit singing opera.
You know, they give Emmys for commercials. I just learned this the other day. Also, have you ever looked at how many nominations there are for the Emmys? How many categories there are? It's a fuck ton. Like, I saw that they nominate people for best intro sequence, like beginning show animation, essentially, which makes sense to nominate someone for. Like, that's a lot of work, but didn't realize it was an award. If you look at the Emmys, it's a lot of, like, it makes the Oscars awards list look very, very small.
Like, it's weird. Like, there's people like I follow on Twitter and Instagram who have posted before about like winning Emmys, and I looked into it like, holy shit, like, is this person like really important? It's like, well, no, they just have about 600 different Emmy awards that you can win.
Very broad.
Yeah.
All right, my last bold prediction is my boldest one that might actually happen. Nah, it's not going to happen, but it is pretty bold. So that's something. No player breaks 15 sacks this year.
Wow. You got one guy off the list, so you got that going for you.
Yes, that's very nice. Now, the last NFL leader in sacks to have 15 or fewer sacks was 2 years ago.
Really?
TJ Watt led
He
the
led
NFL
the league.
with 15 sacks. So
Damn.
there is a recent precedent for this. However, the last time this was true before that, 1996 Kevin Green.
Holy shit.
Now, part of me has to
Pittsburgh
wonder,
Steelers.
part of you has to wonder, like, would this number, generally speaking, start to tail off a little bit with more friendly or more rigid roughing the passer rules that would negate what would be sacks in prior seasons? Maybe. We'll find out. But fuck it. It's bold. Because it is not a thing that happens very frequently. So could it? Sure. Will it? Probably not.
The extra game will definitely not help the cause.
It's the exact opposite thinking from what I just did in my last.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes. Number 10 for me. Kyler Murray will have a clear downturn in production after October 28th. Coincidentally, the same night Call of Duty is released. I think that man will stop doing his homework. I think he will be up late playing video games. I think that man will have a clear drop in production.
Is Call of Duty
Starting
still
that
played
date.
like that? Is it still like big like that?
You are sounding so old. But yes.
I texted my younger sister a GIF, and she informed me that was a thing that only old people do now. And I was like, "Oh,
what was
damn
the
it!"
gift?
What?
What was the gift?
What was the GIF? I don't remember what the GIF was.
Oh.
Just a GIF. I texted her a GIF, and I'm not prepared to be unironically old. I'll be old for fun, like I'll play into it. But I'm not ready for someone to be like, "Oh, wow, you are old," and when I was being completely serious.
Wait, this wasn't a joke? No, you're not. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Now I am being serious.
Yeah.
Sending gifts is now
I
an
know.
old person thing to do.
Well,
I'm not emotionally ready for that.
our time has come.
I remember having to download
it wasn't the GIF specifically. It was that there was a GIF
in
sent.
general. Yes.
Oh.
I remember having to download the app Giphy to send gifts to people because you couldn't just do it from your phone's keyboard. And that being like hot shit.
Well, that's just something else.
All right, give me your final bold prediction.
You know me, I always have 11. In order.
Last two, bitch.
I already gave you 10.
No, you didn't. I went first. This should be number 10. Corwin, learning to read.
I'm reading.
in.
Hold on.
Desperately trying to count.
I've given 10 already.
I went first. I just gave my 10.
I know, but I have read off each one of these so far.
Then you did not make 11. You made 10.
No, I numbered them 1 to 11.
And you still got it wrong.
Kyler Murray, Justin Tucker, Kenny Pickett, Jameis Winston, Micah Parsons, Saquon Barkley, Josh Allen. 10 teams fail to reach 6 wins. 30 players reach 1,000 receiving yards. Less than half of teams who won division will repeat. I said all those.
What was the first one? What was the last one you just said?
Less than half of teams who won the division in 2021 will repeat.
I don't remember that one.
That was the first one I did. Because it was the Chiefs, the Bucks, and the Bills. And then the Packers weren't going to win. I know I said it because I have the tab open still.
I'm not sure you did, though.
Okay.
Say number 11.
In order to show accountability that they do not have for player health, the NFL will give Tom Brady a colonoscopy live on TV at midfield during week 8.
Okay.
That's it. Week 8 at halftime. Tom Brady will get a colonoscopy at midfield.
Oh, that'd be great revenge to have I hope that the doctor wears a Jets jersey so that for once the Jets could get in Tom Brady's guts for a change.
I need you to end the podcast right now.
I'm going to end my life, Corwin. Okay. All right. That's it. That's the breaks. Week 1 of the NFL season is already concluded by the time you're listening to this. There's just the 2 games left to play.
One game left. One game. Just the Seahawks.
I thought the first Monday of the year they always played 2 games because there was usually a second West Coast game that started super late. But I guess this year there's
started
not.
Like later in the season when they did that.
Maybe it's week 2 they do that. There's always like a weird 2-game Monday Night Football, but I guess it's
I remember that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. So as you're listening to this, week 1 is concluded, but we will keep tabs on these. We'll do a mid-year update, and then we will see how we did at the conclusion of the NFL season and after awards and blah 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 blah. In the meantime, there's still the MLB season that will be wrapping up within the next few weeks. So Corey and I will keep getting on top of that, starting with next episode, which should be Thursday. So keep an eye out for that. Until then, you can follow the show on Twitter at JuicingPod. You can follow Corwin on Twitter at Corwin Heller. You can follow myself on Twitter at Joshua D. Tracy. Send emails to the show. You can just search juicingthenumbers@gmail.com. And until Thursday, y'all have a good one.
Bye.